All right, here we go. All right, we're off and running. We'll catch up and get on board. How we doing? Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you. Thanks for being patient. All right, let me sit back here. Get comfortable. Hey Sandy, Sandra, how you doing? Okay. Jana, hi. Patty, you stood up. Yay. Hi. Garrett, hi. Hey. My bird is drinking my coffee, which is just what he needs, is caffeine. Hey, Vanessa. It is Lori. Oh my goodness, how are we doing? It's just right time to sort of get a hot cup of something to drink, and just a little chilly, not too cold. They've revised the prediction. They revised the weather for the winter, by the way, and we're supposed to have a milder winter now. It's supposed to be a little warmer. Thank you. Since our heating oil and heating fuels are going to be doubling in price, that was a blessing. I hope that that's true. Hey, Pamela. They had predicted a very, very cold but dry winter originally. But let's not go crazy. Hey, Ann, Pamela, Tara. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm always looking to see where the angles are, because when I look at one camera, the other ones I'm kind of okay. It's all right. So we'll try to get more familiar with let's worry about next summer. If we even, how optimistic of you, Vanessa, to assume we'll be around next summer. That's wonderful. I admire your optimism. How are you doing? So yeah, whatever. I want to get through the winter without freezing to death. God knows I'm not a big fan of the cold. So you doing? Yeah, that's right. Fix my hair. Yeah, good. I'm okay. I'm feeling better. The tests continue, but be all right. I'm fine. I asked both doctors early in, the cardiologist and the other doctor, like, do I need to get my paperwork in order? Should I get my affairs in order? And they're like, oh God, Laura, no, it's not going to kill you. Like, okay, it just feels that way apparently. But no, I've been, and rest assured, I've gotten my stuff in order. But yeah. So, hey, Rosemary. Oh, bird. So anyway, I'm trying to familiarize myself with Instagram, and I have to say, as I predicted, it looks like Facebook is going to not be Facebook anymore. It is going to go away. It's going to be renamed and redone if it gets approval. There's some pretty serious allegations against Facebook right now, namely that they knew it was bad for kids, and they said, to hell with it. Let's do a Facebook just for kids. It's a little bit of poison. Let's give them a lot of poison. So that's fun. They're dealing with that right now. Oh God, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, Greta. God, thank you, Gail. Thank God it's Friday indeed. You're not kidding. Although for me, my week amps up now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is grueling for me. Anyway, it's okay. I knew what you meant, Gail. Don't worry about it. But and thank you. But yeah, Fridays are busy, Saturdays are insane, and then Sundays you wouldn't believe how busy. But I back up readings before and after hours. And then when I'm all done with everything, clean the store, clean the bathroom, get everything out, get everything done, do the bank, then I go grocery shopping, because I can't stand to be in the grocery store with a bunch of other people. So I go late Sunday. By the time I get home, and my son, of course, carries up groceries, thank God for me, excuse me. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm up every 6 o'clock every morning. So it's a busy week. It's a busy time. So sadly, my last goat passed away about 5 months ago. So I'm not worrying about getting up and then hauling feed and water out to the goats. Thank goodness in some respects, because that would have been hard for me. So, anywho, this full moon. Ah, how exhausting was that? It was a very aggressive moon, but I was thinking about that, and people think of aggression, they think of anger, but you can be, sexually aggressive, you can be physically aggressive, you can be emotionally aggressive, but the idea that energy is just pumping out at you, and it's a lot to absorb and a lot to deal with, and that's what I found. And they talked about, I talked about last week, rage and passion, and they're kissing cousins. Mars, where Mars is in your chart, is how you get angry, how you get passionate. So the love and hate right there, right? And people always ask me, like, what did you do under the full moon, Laura? What did you do at the full moon? And it depends on the moon, honestly. Some moons I love to be underneath, draw down the moon, do my work, get out there. And this moon was just like a thank you and good night. I spent just a few minutes under that moon. It was pulsing. I found the energy was absolutely pulsing, and I was happy to say thank you. And that is the purpose of the full moon. The full moon is the culmination. The work begins with the new moon, and we go through the new moon to the full moon. That's a whole cycle there. So, and then every 6 months you review whatever work you're doing. Go 6 months out and see what the moon 6 months earlier was doing, because then that's a cycle as well. So it's good to keep track of these things. It's good to keep a journal. It's good to keep a book of shadows. Had some ladies in the shop that had some beautiful books of shadows, and they're like, one of them was saying, I don't like that. I don't like those words. I'm like, what words? And she's like, shadows. It sounds dark, and it sounds. I said, really? I said, that's interesting. I said, let's talk about that. I said, what makes you? She goes, no, it's just shadows and secrecy. And I said, but don't you keep things secret? Like, do you put all your emotions out there when you have a diary or a journal? Don't you keep those things to yourself? Don't you? And she's like, well, yeah, but a book. I'm like, book or journal? It's just a record of your dreams, of whatever work you're doing. Some people keep their readings in there. I don't. I don't write anything down from readings. I don't keep records. I delete messages. Texts went back and forth. I delete them so that every reading I do, it can be a little exhausting because I'm starting over fresh. A lot of readers keep a journal, keep a book, and a log, and when they read people and then details, just an outline. And I just would prefer not to do that. For me, I'd rather have it just be fresh. And sometimes I'll say, she's like, oh, I want to talk about, okay, well then tell me, update me, and let's go on from there. Or I just want to focus on my career. And I tell people that all the time too. If you're getting a reading and you want to focus on your career or on your relationship or on one of your kids or whatever, tell a reader that, because there's a limited amount of time. And rather than bouncing all over your whole life there, well, I really want to talk about my career. I really want to focus on that, and see what they come up with. So, it's okay to direct the reading. You just don't want to give them details, and some shady readers will pull details. Usually, if it gets really, really hairy like that the details aren't flowing, my readers will generally stop the reading and just, this isn't flowing properly. But nobody can read everybody, and no one's 100%. Someone asked me recently, like, what percent? I said, 80-20. That's something that John Edwards said, and I've heard other 80-20 rule. 80% of what you say should be accurate, should make sense, should be applicable, and should follow through. 20% wiggle room. I know time is usually difficult. I've got a good reputation for being timely. I usually can come in pretty close to timelines, but not everyone can, and I understand that that's difficult. And why? Because time doesn't really exist. Time is always shifting. I always say I hate relationship readings. I'm not a big fan of love readings. Why? Because there's a third person. There's somebody else involved in this that isn't even in the room. I'm not reading their energy. I'm reading their energy through your cards. So, there again, there's what did Star used to say? She used to say that the future is firmly written in Jello, and it's wiggly. There's I don't know. It'd be boring if it was all just orderly, and wouldn't that be dull? It'd be like getting opening of Christmas presents day before Christmas Eve. got to be some room for surprises and, growth and all that good stuff. So there, see, that's how it should be. All right, what do we got going on for comments here? I'm just babbling away. Okay, anything else here, guys? Why do the comments do this? Why do they suddenly stop? I'd love to know why that happens. Oh, good. Thank you, Garrett. Okay, see, and there's another join the strength in but you're an Aries. I'm a Pisces. I'm not particularly comfortable with hey, Anna Maria. Thank you. I hate when the comments get stuck because I'm just like flying blind here. I'm not sure if it's gonna, what Facebook is gonna do. But anyway, aggressive energy just makes me nervous. I much prefer to kind of have everything calm and still. Under the water it's rough sometimes, but I like when people are in control and calm, and this rage, the road rage that we're seeing. I know 5 people, including my own daughter and my ex-husband, who got in a major accidents. A couple of my very dear friends. One, they don't know even how she survived it. And if there had been a passenger in her car, they would have died. This car got completely T-boned and by a truck and just across 3 lanes of traffic. It was bad. And in every case, it wasn't their fault. And let's talk about that for a minute. Because I was joking around today. Oh, dear Lord. Joking around today that I feel sometimes like I should be doing these in a black robe and sickle, because I just don't always have a lot of positive to say. There's not always a lot of great energy or great things I can talk about. Going into next year, the energy is still harsh astrologically, environmentally, politically. We're getting hit, economically at every level. And there is no real sign of let up. I look to astrology for some evidence of what's happening, but damn, I can't stand pretend. But then again, people are still having babies, they're getting married, they're buying houses, good things, are graduating from school, they're starting careers. It's not like everything is grim. The thing is, and the people who come to my shop are usually people who are trying to do better. They're trying to elevate, they're trying to see their way clear, they're trying to be better people. And find ways to enhance their energy, find ways to build up their energy, find ways to negate negative energy. And I love that, right? I have the best people coming to my shop. I have the best job. I have the best place. I know I'm blessed. I can't even tell you. I'm happy every day I walk in my shop. I'm 14 years in business. But here's the thing. Here's the rub. You could be doing the right thing. You could be doing everything right, like the people I know who got in car accidents. Someone else could be driving drunk and nail your car. And so you've got to deal with the negativity that's being brought into your life. You can have a job, but you love your job, you're good at your job, you're paid well at your job, and have a coworker that makes your life a living hell because they're sucked into the negativity. They're sucked into the vortex there. So, when I'm doing these readings and I do the astrological, of course not every Taurus is having this issue, and every Aries is dealing with it. No, of course not. But someone around you maybe. And if it's your kid or your brother, your sister, your parents, your best friend, of course that's going to wash over on you. And I often do readings where I'll read somebody, it's like, gee, that's not me, but it is my best friend. I stopped letting people come into the reading room together. I always allowed it, but I stopped a couple of years ago because the readings were like crossing over. And I try to shorten those up now. I'm doing 10-minute readings. I don't drag them out. I don't let them be dragged out. They're $5, 10-minute readings. And not that I'm being mean or anything. I just usually have a line out there waiting. And I have other things to do in the stores. So, when they cross over, it's always, this is you. Oh, that's what you're going through right now. And I was thinking about that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not what we're going to do. So, problem solved. But, and I know I'm talking really fast. Okay, so new comments. Thank you. But I did share that one post on Instagram. I'm trying to learn Instagram. As I said, I feel like Facebook hates me, first of all, obviously, except for these videos, I always get requested to let them do advertising on my videos. So, they may not like my posts, which, by the way, someone said to me, why do you keep getting banned? Well, they added time onto my last ban for a post I did 6 months ago, and here's the post. It was two people, and it was the narcissist, and it was like, be careful because while you're trying to save the narcissist's life, they're trying to end yours. And so they both had nooses around their neck, and the one is trying to cut the noose away, and the other one's trying to kick the chair out. Well, I got that from other places. I think you've probably seen that meme around, but I got that for harmful content. So they tacked on in a few weeks, I shared a Kermit the Frog meme. That got me banned. I famously talked about how much I hate the Amish. Well, I do. Okay, I do. They're puppy millers. They're dreadful people, and I'm not a fan. And I did it as part of a post I made on the puppy milling. Well, that was bullying and hate speech, I guess. Like, they don't even have computers. What do you care? But they care. So you can talk about punching a Nazi in the throat, but you can't talk about hating a person to puppy mills. Go figure. There's a bunch of them. The word kill really set them off. And I tried even the last one. I did K *** L, and they still got me, and it was a stupid comment on someone else's post. I don't usually comment on people's posts, but it was just I was goofing around. I'm like, someone should kill them. And it's like, oh, there you go. 30-day Dan. I mean, and it's in seconds. It's not like there's no one telling on me. Thank you for people who are like concerned I was being spied on. They're not. It's just I'm falling into the algorithm every time. I almost banned myself. Someone said to me, this is a few bans ago, like, why'd you get banned? And I was right. Oh, I just said. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I mean, I can't tell you what I did because they'll ban me again. So, duh, blonde woman there. Anywho, let's see. So about the moon, yes, very often I just say thank you. And thank you. I don't care much for Garrett. I'm not a fan of Instagram. I think it's like a picture book. Content is on Facebook. I share articles. I share, posts and things that are meaningful. And Instagram is like, flipping through a picture book or a pretty magazine. I got Pinterest for that. God, I love Pinterest. But but trying. I haven't quite. I've dipped my foot in the world of TikTok because. And this is no shade on anybody because everyone's got to do what they got to do. And I've been doing these videos for 3 years, so who am I to talk? But every time I step away from social media, even for a couple of days, when I go back, I'm just struck by how many people post selfies every day, like multiple selfies. And I mean, I think I change my profile picture every so many months, but I don't know why I want to look at your dinner or your nails or your new hair, 15 of them, and it's just, one was somebody I like, perfectly nice person, but just dancing, just dancing. I'm like, really? Okay. I mean, no, just, okay. Love kid pictures, love baby pictures, love puppy and kitten pictures. I belong to a couple snake groups, bird groups, but I don't, yeah. Hey, Bridget. Anyway, and I'm not casting shade. It's just, you're really taken with the idea that everyone's got an opinion and everyone's opinion is out there. And I'm like, wow, I don't know if I want to add my voice to that. People are like, why don't you teach online? And I am still planning to do the Young Witches Club. That's still Young Witches Circle. Still planning on doing the full moon rituals, waiting for the COVID variants or the mask mandates to be safely lifted. Hey, Karen. But I'm trying to drink so I don't start coughing here. But I don't know. It just seems there's a big volume of noise. I'm not sure that I want to add my voice to it right now. I don't know that I have anything to say that's so special and that I can't say on Friday nights, and it's kind of like my little time here. So I like to stay in my lane. I really do. Add over this cycle and just simply say thank you. Okay, because the full moon is about culmination, and of course that energy for cleansing crystals. If you're going to dedicate any of your ritual tools, many of us do before we start using anything from our athame to our cauldron to our wand. I mean, I always anoint them with some blessing oils and put them into a full moon. After I name them. That's the sort of thing I like the full moon for, making your waters, charging anything you do. I will often, charge candles and charge um, whatever things I make for the shop. We'll usually sit under a full moon. Our sage water actually sits under 3 full moons, 3 cycles. So, we do take that seriously. And but it's appropriate anyway. The other thing under this influence, it's a heavy Mercury influence, and don't forget that Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Virgo, which likes everything organized, we know that. Purging was a big deal. Now thank you, Bridget. Yeah, good. Um, took 1 carload to Goodwill, took a load to the dump. I'm taking another load to Goodwill. I mean, I've been in this place for 4 years. If I haven't used it in 4 years, the odds are I'm not going to be using it. So I'm like, do I save it or do I give it to somebody else? So, I'm at that point. So if you've been feeling the urge to purge, it could very well be this Mercury influence that's gone direct, but heavily Virgo influenced. And you may just be feeling the urge to get clean, get light, get things taken care of, get things organized. I'm trying to organize all my craft stuff, and that's funny because China, like her apothecary, her kitchen, it's gorgeous, but all her jars look alike and they're all labeled and they're all alphabetized, and everything is very, it's like a Russian doll, well, the whole place, but everything is fits into everything. Hey Deb, hey Nicoletta. Oh, you didn't miss much, Nicoletta. It's okay. But anyways, me, I'm Pisces. I live in chaos. It's it's everywhere. Nothing matches. Nothing matches. My jars are all mismatched, and my labels are all whatever, and it's just I got shit everywhere. But I'm comfortable with it. I know where it is, and it's my shit. Damn it. So that's how I work. It's messy mind, messy desk, messy mind. But anyway, I am working right now to organize the shop a little better, and the herbs in the back, and we're gonna start getting some master lists together to make orders easier. I'm gonna find some new herb vendors and get some new stuff in. Yeah, again, it's getting harder and harder to find things. And you know where it is. But Bridget, I think you're pretty organized actually. So, anywho, that's that. Listen, this isn't gonna let up. The anger, the frustration. It's not just the stars. It's not just astrology. I mean, it's common sense. People are not getting what they need. People like to get what they want when they want it, and they're not, and they're nervous. They're scared. But what is the opposite of love? Not hate, fear. So when people get fearful, I personally think they get dangerous. Because they start to lose hope, or they start to lose, well, then nothing matters. And you've got some people who are like, if I can't get what I want, you can't get what you want. Why should you? And we see it. We watch it in the stores. We watch it, online. We see just utterly selfish behavior, bad behavior in restaurants, bad behavior in public. And by all means, I think part of our responsibility, part of our karma, is the dharma of stopping that. Shut that down. There's no reason. Don't get violent and don't put yourself in danger. Make sure your child isn't in between the crazy angry lady. But my point is, it is okay to say, hey, that person's doing the best they can. Don't yell at them. That's not okay. And it's really sweet that a lot of servers are finding that, or someone else might not tip them at all. Other people are tipping, quadruple, and trying to fill in the gaps there. But it's listen, the whole workforce is changing, right? I mean, everything is changing. Viva la revolution. It's here, baby. It's here. This is the revolution. It's just starting. It's just picking up steam. I mean, there's things that are being revealed, things yet to be revealed. This Ghislaine Maxwell, her trial, the Pandora Papers, the just evidence of why do some people get to hide their money and other people, what they're going to take a little bit of money we make on PayPal, or now let us even have that, throw a tag sale or sell some things on Marketplace, and you're going to, really? That's what you're going to tax. That's what you're going to tack on. And I on one hand, okay, everyone should pay their share, but it's very hard to pay your share from this little pile when someone's got a huge pile and they pay nowhere near. It's, when you've got $100 and someone takes $10 of it, that's a chunk. When you've got $100 million and someone takes, $50,000, well, to me, 50,000 is a lot, but if I had, 500 million, probably not so much. So it's the discrepancies that people are really recognizing, and it's going to continue. And when people can't feed their kids, when people can't afford to go to the doctor, when people can't, there's going to be a flood, and I've been told this, of foreclosures and evictions, people have no place to live. That's when you see people take to the streets. That's when you see people get angry. It's what made the French Revolution and how it got so bloody. People are getting angry at our finally addressing congressional issues. Why do they get away with this? Well, why can they say that? Well, why? I saw it last year during the COVID. Stay home, little Thanksgivings, just 6 people, buy little turkeys, have little gatherings, and, pay attention, be responsible. And that was fine. Except we saw many people, elected officials, turning around and having big family dinners at restaurants. We saw, these big gatherings, and, Obama's big party, people not wearing masks. Oh, the servers had masks on, but they didn't. And like, well, that's because, they're Democrats, and again, don't hear that. Like, that includes everybody. If we're having little Thanksgiving dinners, then everyone should have little Thanksgiving dinner. If we can't gather, if we can't go out to get our hair cut and our nails done, maybe someone like Nancy Pelosi shouldn't be able, and shouldn't get angry when they get caught out. They're getting angry like, I got set up. Yes, doing something that you told everybody else not to do. That person could have come to your house, let's face it. You didn't have to go into a salon. It makes no sense, yeah, that kind of thing. And it's going to be really hard to swallow, that sort of, well, listen, it's unfair. And then I'm going to let it go at that. But that's what you're feeling. That's the ride that's the wave we're riding. And it's going to continue. And that chasm. And as soon as we realize that so much of this is set up to keep us divided, whether it was the white versus black, the Dems versus the Republicans. And I didn't mean to add to that with what I said about that party, because I could name lots of others, but it was the first thing that came to my mind. Or, vax versus unvax. And since we'll realize, we're all kind of in this together, those of us who are working class people who are just trying to, keep a roof over the head, and what I call the working poor, who, I was reflecting on this, and how many paychecks could you go without and then not have like your lights turned out? How many paychecks are you away from having those problems, having bankruptcy, or having to borrow money? And, back when I worked at St. Luke's in Stanford, I remember, working in a shelter will humble you fast. Working in any state service, but working in a shelter. So one of the men who actually went on to become assistant to the CFO of the organization was a resident of the shelter with his wife and kid. And he was a CFO. He was CEO, but a prestigious, oh goodness gracious, accountant, tax accountant, worked for a great firm in Stanford, and had to have a heart transplant. And while that was happening, they eliminated his job. Now, you can't fire someone when they're sick, you can't fire someone when they're on maternity leave, but you can eliminate the job. So he had no job to go back to, lost his insurance in the meantime, and you can imagine the medical bills for a heart transplant. He was telling me the story. He's like, you think it can't happen to you? You think it can happen to you. And I assure you, it can happen to you. And he wound up in a shelter, wound up with his wife and kid, was terribly embarrassing. I mean, it was a residence, but it was still what it was. And he was hired because he had wonderful skill set, but we tried to hire from within the shelter. But just understand that when you look at people and you say, "Wow, how'd they come to that point? What are they? Were they drug addicts? What were they? I bet they gambled or they did some." Well, don't be so sure about that. Don't be so sure. We are Most of us are just one diagnosis or one job loss away from losing everything. So one bad divorce step, one bad, you know, I mean, I do readings all day long. I can tell you, there's a lot of people out there hanging on to bad marriages because at least it's a roof over their head. At least they have the security of knowing, and they can't do it. They feel they can't do it, or maybe they just can't do it. You've got no family. If you've got no one to turn to, you got very little children. How are you going to go to work full time? You got children with special needs. How are you going to work full time? And we know people working full time can't always make ends meet anyway. We know the astronomical cost of living arrangements, of housing, of food, insurance. Right? So we need to really be kind. We need to really look at people who are making the rules, the people who make laws. That's Congress. That's our elected officials, and say, you have to be held to the same standard, higher, the same standard as we are. You cannot get special privileges. That shouldn't be allowed. That can't be allowed. And that's what is, in fact, the anger. Hey, Jackie. No, you're right. Looking at the. Anyway, that's all that. That's the energy. I'm not even worked up because I've been talking about this now for over a decade. And I've been talking about this time. We are in astrologically, energetically, in that perfect storm. We're right there. We have Saturn about to go into Aquarius. Saturn, the harsh teacher, the taskmaster, going into Aquarius, who rules the house of brotherly love, friendships, work-life committee, things like green peace, and that all belongs in that 11th house. Police service, firefighters, anyone that works for the good of others. But also, Aquarius is the great revolutionary. Aquarius, and Abraham Lincoln was famously an Aquarius, one of our most famous presidents. And interestingly enough, my favorite president, which was George Washington, was a Pisces. But Aquarius says, very clearly, it's going to be fair, or we're going to fight. Aquarius is the revolutionary. I love my Aquarian friends because they're usually easygoing, peaceful, let bygones be bygones, let the chips fall, you mind your business. But the minute it gets to be unfair, and I gotta tell you, Aries is right behind them, usually packing a piece or something, like, yeah, let's do this thing, but Aquarius is like, nah, you know what? It's either gonna be fair or we're gonna fight. So that's the energy that Saturn is bringing to the table now. We got 2.5 years left, darling. So should be fun. And it's not even here yet. I mean, it's coming up in December, I believe, is when that switchover takes place. It's December 21st. So, yay us! If you've never read and studied the French Revolution, I mean, our revolution was fascinating and wonderful, but the French Revolution and what led to that, man, really, it's something. If you get a chance, just do a Google search on the French Revolution and reacquaint yourself with how that all fell apart. I always said, if I was a character, one of my favorite books was, or is, A Tale of Two Cities. I think it's the most beautiful love story ever written. And then who can resist lines like, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," and at the end, a man has no greater love than this, than he laid down his life for another. But it was a wonderful love story, a beautiful love story, a tragic love story. But I always fancied myself, if I was going to be a character, with that little old lady who was knitting. He was sitting there just watching it all and knitting the names into her knitting, like every transgression, everything. She's doing her knitting, and it was a scroll. of all the names and all the transgressions. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm just watching. And it's just like pouring kerosene on the fire, put a little sulfur on the fire, a little gasoline on the fire. Every insult, every hypocrisy, every human rights violation. You just look and you go, wow, really? Okay. It's how I feel with Joel Osteen and the prosperity ministers. I don't care if people willingly send them their pension checks and their, I don't care. The fact that you'll accept that money. I just, and the anger builds. So I have shuffled these cards thoroughly. Let's start with Aries. Okay, I want to see what people are saying here really quick. Team Aries. Jackie, God bless you, Aries people. My dad was an Aries. Aries goes where angels fear to tread. Aries is the great warrior, soldier, Mars. They're also the first sign of the zodiac, so there's an innocence, there's a naivete. And I always say the way you lose an Aries is the same way you lose a Scorpio, but for different reasons. Lie to them. You lie to an Aries. Aries, when they love you, they put you on a pedestal. When Aries loves, they love with all their heart, like a child loves. Yeah. But I'm saying nice things about Aries because there's a lot of nice things to say. And if you lie to them because they put you on a pedestal, they hate bullying. But if you lie, then you're just never going to be the same. Once you lie to somebody, one of my stepmother used to say, she used to say, you can watch a thief, but you can never trust a liar. And that's the truth. I'm lying to me is always a mistake. And I'm one of those people because I've got a lot of stuff in Scorpio. All my Pisces is in the 8th house. So I ask questions I already know the answers to. I just want to see how you're going to answer them, So, like that little old lady still the knitting, I'm right there with her. Ask questions. I already know I already know the answer, but let's see what you want to come up with, shall we? That's that energy of, I'll take care of you, I'll fix you, I'm going to make you better. And then you're going to love. St. Luke's was always a hand up, not a handout. So education, training, getting people into their own apartments, getting them stable through area churches and groups that would make sure they were eating and fed. And then once they were ready to fly, they flew. And they didn't want to be reminded of being in a shelter. They don't be reminded of those days where they, had to leave their homes or, the awful times that they didn't have food or clothing or whatever. No. The same thing though, when you help somebody, very often you find that they're like, okay, well, yeah, it was real, bye. And you're like, well, what? Wait. They don't remember, and you're a painful memory of when they were down and out. Human nature, darling. Human nature. And always remember this, the best prediction of human nature is past behavior. So if someone's cheated, and cheated, and you're questioning something, it's like odds are, probably can't trust them. People can change, but they don't usually. No, Nicoletta. All right, so that's my Aries ring. Let's do some cards. So for everyone who's new and listening to this, I'm throwing cards for the 12 zodiac signs. It's a 6-card spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First card is the situation at hand. The next 2 cards are what are directly affecting the situation. And the last 3 cards are what the future holds. These are short-term readings. Means they're not going out like years. They're what's going on right now. And I'll tell you what cards I'm pulling so that you, if you read tarot, you're learning tarot, and I love to teach tarot, can throw the cards and see how you interpret them, okay? This is how I interpret cards. And the meanings of the cards, and that's advanced tarot, is it can change and alter based on what's laying next to it or on top of it. So anyway, with that note, first card up for Aries is the Nine of Coins, a great card. Nine of Coins. Money wishes coming true. Money, yeah. But we see the Star reversed. We see the Page of Coins reversed. The Two of Coins reversed. The Ten of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Now, how do I read these cards? Well, so the first card is about money. Nine of Coins, wishes coming true. But the Star reverse and the Page of Coins reverse would indicate that money you're waiting for. Now the reason why I say there's security is because I see the Two of Coins reversed, and that usually means you're not juggling money. That usually means that it's okay. I also look at the Ten of Cups, which indicates there's some security in the home. But the Eight of Swords, that really is either you were counting on extra money or there was something you were hoping to do with extra money, and that isn't there. And it's just making life, the Sun reversed. So if you're waiting for a judgment about money, if you're waiting to find out about disability, or if there's child support, or God, whatever you're looking for, it's been delayed. Now COVID has delayed the courts. We know that. So a lot of people are waiting on things to happen that the courts are just not happening. But there is a sense, Aries, that you're going to be okay. But that money you were hoping for, that was going to make things a little easier, that's been delayed. Okay. So Taurus, hold on here. When cards are in contradiction, like the Knight of Coins, great money card, and the Page of Coins reversed, not a great money card. We have to look at how the situation, the other cards play into that. Garrett, you're welcome. Okay, Taurus, we have the Knight of Coins. We're on a theme for money here. And I got to tell you, this week in readings, a lot of money stuff, a lot of money in career. Knight of Coins, the Temperance reversed, Judgment, the Five of Cups, the Three of Swords reversed, the Eight of Coins reversed. And for me, what these cards talk about, the Knight of Coins is money coming in. Money's coming in. The problem here, different than Aries, the lack of balance, Temperance reversed, and this desire to go, Judgment, coupled with regret, coupled with Three of Coins. It makes me think of someone who chose the wrong career. Good night, Jackie. Have a good night. Okay, get some sleep. It makes me think of someone who chose the wrong career. Makes me think of someone who's bored in their career, who's maybe longing to transfer or move, retire, go. Can't leave their job right now. And the money's coming in. So a lot of times, you're in jobs that really you're bored of, but the money is, you can't service someplace else and even come close to making the money that you're making now. And that's what I look at here. It's just anxiety. And I say that because the Eight of Coins reversed is lack of motivation, is this sense of, just boredom at the workplace. So it's making your money, but just bored as hell. A sense of regret, Five of Cups. Again, it's not that there's not money. In this case, it's just money that the fun isn't there, and it could be something like, well, listen, when I inherited money when my grandparents died, it was like, okay, great. Well, I'd rather have my grandparents, it's that kind of thing. It's like, okay, fine, but not so much, So so that's what I see. It's like a job. Yeah, great. I got a good job, make money, but oh my God, I'm so bored and I want to retire and I want to go. Hey, Susan. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you get what I'm saying, right? That's the energy for Taurus right now. Kind of needing that zazazoo, something to jazz it up. And it's, we spend a lot of time at work, we spend a lot of time at work to not love what you're doing or not feeling inspired what you're doing, to not be challenged a little bit, or that can be tough, right? The Knight of Wands reversed, the Four of Coins reversed, and the Nine of Swords reversed. Now again, we see money, coins and wands. Reverse is again stuck in place, not moving forward. The Empress, Eight of Wands reversed. It almost speaks to somebody who wants to have their own business. Oh, give me a break, Facebook. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, sorry. I'll go back. So in terms of Gemini, it's stuck in idea, focusing on that. Knight of Wands reversed, Four of Coins reversed, Nine of Swords reversed. It isn't so much about money, Gemini, as it is about forward motion. There's always a cycle. There's always a time for things. I just had a reading with somebody. They've got a job that, again, it's a good job. It's killing them. It's boring. They've got kids. They have another thing they're doing, and then what they really want to do is photography and and they could, but I'm like, it's just not time. Do it in a small way. Do it part time, but there's just no way you can shoehorn this in. Your marriage, your family will suffer. And I'm just going to say, thanks, Deb. I'm going to say in this regard for Gemini, it's the idea of not moving forward because it's not time to move forward. And again, we're looking at, depending what your business is, let's say you were going to open up a machine tool shop or a repair shop, or well, people can't get parts right now. It might be the wrong time for that. Real estate, but we're about to see the market crack. It's cracking now. We're about to see it really flip, and that's what real estate markets do, right? They're cyclical. My mother sold real estate, ups and downs, man. It's the buyer's market, it's a seller's market. So what I'm saying here is, Gemini, it's a good idea, and you're well suited for it. And it looks like financially you've made good plans. You probably got a good business plan in place. I'm telling you not to worry about the money, but I'm telling you to hold up a second and read the room, read the world, read the economy. It may not be time to launch a new business yet. I opened Talisman in 2007. 2008 was the Great Recession. I was there on Route 25, a very, very busy road in Monroe, and we would sit outside of our shops, myself, Lino, all of us in the stores that we were in, and just look at Route 25 empty. It was empty. Just like that year of COVID. I wouldn't want to open a business then either, right? There's always a time and a place, and right now it may not be the time to open up certain businesses. Okay, so I'm saying keep your plans, keep focusing. The cards are saying keep focusing on that. Hold that thought, but don't execute yet. All right. House 4 belongs to Cancer. All right, Cancer. We start off with the Six of Wands reversed. Again, wands, right? Career. The High Priestess, the Hierophant reversed, the Magician reversed, the Fool reversed, and the Ace of Coins reversed. So the Six of Wands reversed is things not moving forward, really being stuck in place. Wands are energy, their creativity. Six is, but it's not moving forward. The High Priestess is a bright spot here because it says that your instincts and your intuition are on point, Cancer, as they should be. Cancer, being a water sign, is usually very in tune with emotions and intuition. The Hierophant reversed, unconventional, wanting to get out of a rut, ready for something different. The Magician reversed, if you're not where you need to be. The Fool reversed. Not ready to make that. That's just not, again, timing. Timing is everything. Ace of Coins reversed. The money's not there to leave. The money is not there to change careers. It's not again, it's not time. Oh, it looks like you're just dying to get out of it. It's just, I was just saying to someone, and I've said this on the show a few times, I have always been a fly by your seat kind of girl. Seat of your pants. I am like, jump off that cliff, grab that tiger by the tail, poke that bear, make that risky move, you know. But over these past 6, 8 months, again, read the room, read the economy, all these things I'm talking about, read the environment. This isn't the time. This isn't the time to leave a secure job. This isn't the time to depart for parts unknown, away from family and friends. I mean, if you're 18, 19, 20, sure. If you've got family depending on you, if you've got children, maybe not so much, you know? We live for ourselves when we're young, but the minute you have a baby, the minute you got a family, the minute you all of a sudden, you've got something bigger than you are. I'm not trying to school anybody, but I'm just saying, you can't necessarily just jump in a car. No, I'm sorry, guys. The Facebook's going to be. So I just want to say, with regard to Cancer, sorry about that, is that the powers that be may be keeping you in a job that honestly you're done with, you're tired of, but I'm more of it's more of a theme that's running through these readings, but it may just be, I don't know, it just may be saying no to save your life. We say that. Sometimes no will save your life. So you're asking for this and they're saying no, not now. Keep doing what you're doing. It's like, really? Really? So anyway, okay. All right, Leo. I had quite a few Leos and quite a few Aquarians in the store this week. And Virgos. Virgos on too. But Virgos are getting hammered again. It's a little squeeze for the Virgos. All right, Leo, we have the Seven of Wands. Wands reversed. The Page of Cups reversed. The Ten of Swords reversed. The Four of Swords, the World reversed, the Devil. Man, my first thought when I look at these cards, and again, not every Leo, right? But the first thing I see is somebody leaving school, a young person leaving school, and it's to their betterment. Okay, they shouldn't be in school. I a sense of relief not being in school. The world reversed. It's they shouldn't be there. It could save their life not being in school. Now I'm seeing the devil here, and here's the deal. If you're not going to be in school, then you're going to work. Okay, idleness is not acceptable. Then you got to find something else to do with your time. But as I always say to my kids, nobody lives for free. Working class people, get a job. But the world reverse would indicate that, there's something here that you might be able to catch at home that you wouldn't catch if they were still at school. And depression, anxiety, they're better off home than away from you. How's that? So that's one reading I would say with Leo. The other way I'd read these cards, it really has to do with recovery. It really has to do with recovery, big changes, toxic behavior, the need to get away from toxic people, behavior. And it means changing your whole world, like changing your whole routine, you got toxic in-laws. Maybe it's like, this is the holiday season. We're not visiting them. They can just live without us, whatever, however they are. And changing the way you do things, changing your world upside down. But it really is because it shakes out the riffraff, Ten of Swords reverse, it's a good card that's coming out of the ashes. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to tell people, oh yeah, by the way, we're not going to be coming home for Thanksgiving, Christmas, or we don't want you here for Christmas. That's even harder. You're the one that entertains, and the people are always making trouble, and they're always miserable. Well, we're not doing Chevy Chase Christmas this year. It's just going to be us. We're not, no, not entertaining. That kind of thing. It's that kind of heaviness for Leo. But it ends up like once you get those words out of your mouth, there's relief. The Four of Swords, Ten of Swords reversed. It's okay. Well, there it is. It's out. It's out. Well, why aren't we coming? And then the conversation, right? Well, what do you mean you're not having us over? What do you mean we're not? What do you mean the family's not going over? We always go to your place. Well, pull up a chair. We're going to talk. So it's clearing the air, but clearing the air doesn't mean that you back off of that. It doesn't mean that you sit there and say, okay, so we'll do it then after all. Glad you know we're still going to be. We're still not going to travel. We're not. No, we made a decision. Glad you understand. That's what people fall. That's what people where you lose it. Say it's in the execution. You got the plan, okay? You got the delivery, but you fail to execute. A lot of you fail to execute. Okay, well they're going to try one more time. Well, how many Christmases do we get with our little children? How many do we want a toxic, drunk at the table? How many? That's just how he is. We all. That's not just how you are. Ruin people's holidays and say that's just how it is. I am so sick of hearing those words. I am. Oh, but we just accept it. I'll tell you. Oh man, I'm on a roll tonight, huh? I was just thinking about this, but my great uncle, my mother's uncle, my great uncle, was a cop he was actually chief of police in Avoca, Pennsylvania. And he was a drunk, and he was horrible. He was a mean, never married. And there was this time when my mother had false memories that were genuinely false memories. Her therapist was later do its thing. Damn it. But anyways, there was one point where I said, well, Mom says that Uncle Ned grabbed her once and put a gun to her head and said he was going to shoot her. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, he did that. I'm like, what? He's, oh, yeah, he definitely did that. I'm like, he put a gun to your only child's head when she was like 5 years old and said he was going to shoot her? Well, what'd you guys do? Well, that's just the way he was, and I'm like, nope, I don't know. Mm-mm. He's like, well, but Ned's just that way and he had a bad temper. And I said, what? And I just, do you know what I'm saying? But I hear this in my readings too. It's like, this is like, it's a very toxic, very bad, this person's done bad things. It's like, well, yeah, but the family. I'm like, no, I don't know. Mm-mm. Nope, would rather be alone. Sorry. I wouldn't. So I'm just telling you, like from experience, what I hear, it's just you sit there and go, what now? Really? Okay. Anywho, Virgo. Two of Swords. I am talking about Virgo still, right? Thanks, Donna. We're on Virgo, correct? Yes, we are. Okay. Two of Swords. Oh, I hate that. I hate that card being the first one. The Hangman. The Eight of Coins. I'm sorry, the Eight of Cups reversed. The Six of Coins. I'm nervous now because I can hear my grandmother's voice like, why'd you tell that story? Why are you telling the family secrets? Still, right? It's still has its shadow. Years later. And all these people are dead, by the way. My mother's dead. My grandparents are dead. Ned's dead. They're all dead. And still, I can feel that stain of shame. How dare, why would you share that? Well, the Six of Coins, the Lovers reversed, and the Six of Swords reversed. Okay? Oh, Virgo. Well, for once, I'm glad you're breaking a cycle. It seems to be more about emotions than it does about money. Money is actually coming in, the Six of Coins. I like that. The other thing this could be also is if some Virgos, if you're waiting to have a baby, if you're waiting for children, I'm seeing a baby coming in. The possibility of an unexpected pregnancy is here. So if you're looking forward to that, yay. If you're not, use birth control, okay? But we see that the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, rock in a hard place. There it is, rock in a hard place. The Hangman, waiting for the good of others, delayed gratification. Usually it's appreciated. When the Hangman is upright, you're doing the right thing, for the greater good. Doing without so that other people can get what they need. It's the Hangman is the mother that buys secondhand clothes for herself so they can get new kids, no clues on her kids. It's the student that knows her parents are struggling to get her through school, so during spring break she doesn't go away, she gets a job and she helps pay for her books. That's the Hangman upright. The Eight of Cups reversed, again, staying in place, can also be homesickness. The Six of Coins, again, that's money coming in, that's bonus. It can also be a baby, ironically enough. The Coins card usually has a child on it because it can also be a unexpected bonus, unexpected blessing, and that can also be a baby. The Lovers reversed and the Six of Swords reversed. What this is telling me, what I'm reading clearly for Virgo, is there's the desire to go. The desire to go. The Eight of Cups reversed, the Six of Swords reversed, but they are reversed. The Lovers reversed. But it's the Hangman. It's the idea that I have to finish. I can't leave just yet. Maybe you want to retire and go away, but your daughter just had a baby. Your daughter's pregnant. You don't want to leave her there, and it really is delayed. You're going to go, but maybe you can't go yet because you're waiting to get your. I know like people who are delaying their retirement to get their full Social Security or their full benefits. So yeah, they'd love to go, but again, delayed gratification. So this really is for Virgo, and Virgo, this is your world. It really is. It's suffering, but for a higher cause, and that's okay. Virgo's kind of used to it, actually. Yeah. Okay. That's what it is. It is what it is. All right, Libra. You guys okay out there? You're getting real quiet on me. Everyone's quiet. Damn. Rebecca. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think because I had two people in the shop yesterday actually, and she said something, and I said, "You're a Virgo," and she's like, "I am a Virgo," and it was like the most Virgo-iest Virgo comment. I'm trying to remember what she said because it was just in passing. Something like, "It's okay, I'm used to suffering," or something like that. And I'm like, "You Virgo?" She's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, yeah, that's like your mantra. That's okay. All right, Libra. We have the Knight of Swords. Knights, as we know, usher things in. In the case of swords, that's communication, that's action, that's, but swords are air. Air is thought, air is energy. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Nine of Wands reversed. Hey, here we go. Four of Wands reversed. Queen of Swords. Ooh, the Nine of Cups. And Death. What fun, Libra. Jesus. How do I even read these? Okay, well, we know that the intention to move forward is here. The energy is here, and yet the Nine of Wands reversed, the Four of Wands reversed isn't allowing it. I mean, these cards tell me that to no, hold on. Hey, I'm not done yet. If you want to move forward, something's got to end, Libra. Okay? I love the Nine of Cups. Like I've always said, I do a Nine of Cups wish spell kit because it is your wishes coming true, your greatest wishes. Okay, Nine of Cups. But it's next to the Death card, which tells me something's got to end before you can move forward. Now, I don't love the fact that the Queen of Swords is right here. It is upright. I'm happy for that. I don't think happens, that you got to wait for someone to pass. A lot of you can't retire until your elderly parents pass. A lot of you are trapped, want to go south, want to go here, want to go there. You can't because you feel responsible, as I think we should. It's our parents, right? Good parents deserve respect in their old age, and that's how it is. So this Queen of Swords here, it could be that you've got to wait for someone else to make a move or end before you can begin. But for sure, the Queen of Swords also tells us, be logical, take the emotion out of the picture, and understand that, all emotion aside, something has to end before you can begin. All right, Libra. If you're hoping to get promotion, well, not in the company you're in. You might be promotable, but you're not where you are. Again, 9 of Wands reversed, 4 of Wands, Reverse of Wands, career, enterprise, entrepreneurship, creativity, artistry. Let's say you trying to publish a book, trying to move forward with an art project. Well, not in the genre you're working in. You not in the arena you're trying to launch it in. And again, something has to end before something can begin. That's what I got for you, Libra. Can't beat that dead horse. Well, that Nine of Cups card, saves that. It's okay. It'll work out. All right, Scorpio. I always feel like I should take a drink or something. I don't drink, but I can use a shot before I do Scorpio most weeks. Let's see what Scorpio's got to say. I didn't see many Scorpios in readings this week. And when I tell you I literally read nonstop yesterday, I started at 11 o'clock in the morning, didn't end until 7 o'clock, the $5 quickies, and then privates. I was there till after 10 o'clock at night reading. I was very hoarse all day today. You're welcome, Pamela. Okay, Scorpio. We start off with the moon. An excellent card for Scorpio. Things that are hidden. 7 of Swords reversed. Ooh, gossip and toxic behavior. The King of Coins reversed. The 3 of Wands, 5 of Wands, Ace of Wands. More career, right? More career, more coins. What am I looking at here? Oh, man. Yeah, toxic force. I'm looking at behavior being hidden. I'm looking at dead people talking behind your back, Scorp. I'm talking about the fact that you're too educated for this. And Scorpio is doing what they do. They're gathering their few people they trust around them. Few, like you can count on one hand, but they're gathered. And you're letting everyone else fight it out. You really are. You're not joining in the fray. Scorpio doesn't. See, Aries does. Aquarius will. But Scorpio's like, I'll let you do that. I'll be back here watching. Give me some popcorn. I'm going to let you guys duke it out, And even, I just said this to somebody. People can talk about you, but if they don't have proof, they can say anything about you. But if there's no proof that you've done that, then eventually it's going to fall flat, right? Some can call you terrible things, but if there's no evidence you've ever done those things, then eventually, it's just going to you're just a liar. Now there are spells that you can do to kind of push that process along. I do like that kind of magic, by the way. I love exposing. I love working with mirrors. I love anything that reveals. I don't like secrets. Don't being lied to. Don't like people lying. Don't like people bullying. So yes, I do like that. There used to be a tapaboca candle that would be basically, and it was in Spanish, but it was tapaboca, shut your mouth. And it was like, you're going to shut your mouth. And if you don't shut your mouth, no one's going to believe you. And if you still continue to talk, everything you say, everything you do will lack credibility. you will lose all credibility. So it was just this whole progression of, how it's going to go down. And that's what I'm seeing here for you, Scorpio. I'm seeing that, and I think the ones that are talking, what's being said. No secrets for you. The King of Coins reversed. Well, that just says they don't pay me enough for this shit. And you're not going to join in. They don't, whatever. Say what you want to say. You're going to say it anyway, right? But at the end of the day, Ace of Wands, that's the ace. Aces are the best, right? You got this. You're not losing your job. You're not, nope. No one's going to accuse you of bad behavior. You're not part of it. You're not yelling and screaming. You're not fighting. You're not causing any of these problems. You're steering clear of it. Scorpio tends to mastermind and puppeteer from behind the curtain, in the shadows, whatever. But you know what, Scorpio? The important thing is, who's saying it. You know what's being said. You're pissed as shit. You probably could kill somebody, but let them unravel. Okay? You know what they say? You give people enough rope, eventually they hang themselves. That would sum up those cards for me. Okay, Scorp? All right, Sagittarius. It's amazing, but this is almost all work, with the exception of what? Libra? Virgo? All right. All right, Sag. So we got the King of Wands reversed. Workaholic. Ace of Cups. Wonderful. You love what you're doing. The Page of Swords, and you're on your game. The Tower. The Ten of Coins. King of Swords. How interesting. The only thing I'm going to say about these cards, and the only downside is because where they're laying, we see the Tower, which is chaos, next to the Ten of Coins, which is home. And of course with the Ace of Cups. And what I'm wondering is if maybe, Sag, you're preoccupied with work to the point that home is suffering. King of Swords. So what I'm saying to you is if you've got a partner, one of your kids, I'm looking at this Page of Swords, or possibly your whole family, says to you, look, we know you are working hard and you love your job, but we need to have you home, having dinner with us, during the week. Or the kids need you home to do the homework. Or we need to find balance here. Because I'm seeing Sag again working very hard, King of Wands reversed, and again loving what you do, or loving the fact that you provide it. It's tough balance sometimes. But this Ten of Coins, again, the money's coming in, but this is someone saying, there's a price to pay. All right? So we need to figure this out. That's how I read these cards for you, Sag. Nothing terrible. And I don't feel like it comes at you like, quit the job or I'm going to divorce you. Nothing like that. But it could be that, you're the one saying, Sag, oh my God, my husband, my wife, whatever. This is out of balance. I can't do something by myself with someone not coming home. And again, nothing bad being done. There's nothing shady here. It's just working really, really hard. And just saying, I can't do it all by myself. And I didn't, a lot of us didn't get married to have somebody never home, never having dinner with the family. So that's what I'm seeing for Sag. It's short, but that's the way the cards fall for me. Throw the cards if you got tarot cards, and see how do you translate those cards? How do you interpret them? All right. Every single can involve a family secret and a big story. Can't do it for everyone. Sorry. Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn, we start off with the Two of Cups, one of my favorite cards. Love the Two of Cups. The Page of Wands and the Five of Coins. The Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Oh, Capricorn. Capricorn is one of those signs that sadly can be driven by fear of failure. That the fear of failure drives Capricorn. And not always in the best way. Because it can be tunnel vision for Capricorn. Gotta succeed, gotta climb a mountain, gotta climb a mountain. Well, you got to kind of stop and see the view too. When you're climbing up the mountain, it's nice to, you see people climbing mountains, and what they do, they stop periodically, they take a look, they take some pictures, admire the view. By the way, I'd never climbed a mountain, but I'm just saying, I've seen it, not experienced it. So I'm looking at the Two of Cups, which I love that card. It's friendship. It's the Two of Cups. It's a relationship that's born of friendship. It's a, romance that comes from friendship. But I love the Two of Cups. And again, the Page of Wands. I didn't say loving what you're doing, having people at work that have you back, because it's wands, it's work, right? Love that too. But here we see the Five of Coins, and we see the Hermit. And for me, it's isolating yourself. The Hermit is isolating yourself and loneliness, and again, that fear of failure. And I don't think that it's based in anything real. Now, you could be looking, I got to tell you right now, with the King of Cups here, the Five of Swords, there could be a legal thing going on right now where money is an issue. Hey, Gail, you're welcome. Because the Five of Swords can be legal, it can be court. It very often is you need to pull a lawyer in. It's time to call in professionals. That could be part of what the Five of Swords is. And it's next to this card. There could be bankruptcy or financial issues. And again, this isolation, of course, Capricorn, always stoic. You don't know that they're suffering, and that's tough. I'm just going to throw one more card for clarity. I'll throw two more cards for clarity. I don't like that one. Strength and Three of Coins reversed. Capricorn. Okay, so what I'm going to remind you, Capricorn, is that the Two of Cups means you've got good friends around you. And the Page of Wands means, you're getting what you want. You're moving forward. And this King of Cups, I want to hope that there is a love interest or a spiritual person that's your best friend, because I don't like the Hermit here. I don't like this idea of isolating yourself. And you certainly are worried about money to the point that you might be even getting sick over it. And I don't think you need to. But in this case, you might be missing the forest for the trees. Thanks, Deb. So one more card, just because Queen of Cups reversed. It really is that best of times, worst of times things. There's something here that is, it's almost like it's making you sick. It's keeping you up at night, and it's money. And I really think you're giving it too much attention, because I'm seeing these great cards here on this one half of the spread. Then I see the Hermit, the loneliness, the isolation, and then these financially difficult cards that I don't think really tell the whole story. Okay? I mean, I don't see job loss. I don't see heartache. I don't see, I'm just seeing it's like, it could be a long, drawn out process, or now, if you own your own business, Capricorn, you may be worried that there could be something going on with the finances there, and it's time to bring in someone to help you. All right? Because you can't do this all by yourself. It also, I'm going to say one more thing, Capricorns, it could be that people are expecting you to fucking lay a golden egg or something. Okay? Excuse my language, but you know how I roll. I'll say the F word and Facebook goes down. Zuckerberg is watching, I swear to God. It could be Capricorn, that they're expecting you literally to be a rainmaker. To God, what reading was it? No, it wasn't reading. It was actually a very dear friend of mine who lost a job because they didn't tell her that they wanted her to do a specific part of the job. They didn't train her to do the specific, but then when they called her in after 2 weeks and said, well, we wanted you to, she's like, but you never even said that. You had me doing this project over here. You never told me you wanted me to back end it into that. Well, we expected you to know that. It's like, based on what? Based on zero training? Based on zero input? Based on zero manual? You told me to take care of this, and I just rewrote all of this for you. So it was, and that's she's a Pisces, but this is Capricorn. but it's kind of like that. And you could be making yourself sick trying to save something, trying to create something that, another way of looking at this is, call on the experts. It's okay to say, I can't just for myself. That Hermit card there, it's okay to say, you're asking me to do a job of 5 people. Now I can do a job of 3 people. But I can't run the whole department. And so, okay, I'm going to, again, being a dead horse. But it's making you sick, Capricorn. And you need to, it's okay to sit there and say, Capricorn is stoic. But in this case, it's okay to wave a white flag and say, listen, nope, I'm sinking here. Get me an assistant. Get me out somebody else. I need to get in somebody who can, deal with these numbers or do it. I need help. Okay. All right. Okay. That's just funny because the person I was just talking about just texted me. Anyway, man. Okay. That's what you heard was someone messaging. Okay, Aquarius. The Emperor. The 4 of Cups reverse. The 7 of Cups. The 2 of Wands reversed. The Queen of Coins reversed. The Knight of Cups. Well, funny enough, I have a good friend who's an Aquarius. I know she's not on here listening to this, so I'm not using names anyway. She and her husband moved south, and they're very bright people. They're just brilliant people. They moved south, thrilled to have land, like everyone who moves south, thrilled to pay those low taxes, and then realized that there was no one to talk to, no one they shared common interest with, no one to, no political, no religious, nothing affiliated, no groups to join, because there was only one way of thinking where they are. Okay, and it's a direction they're not in. So miserable, and has decided that come hell or high water, got to come back. And what I had suggested, because asking, me, I'm like, there's no reading that's going to tell you that. Astrology is your friend. Get a call. I've got 2 astrologers I can recommend you to. Sometimes an astrologer can sit there and look at your transits. It's not that you want to leave. Again, it's all about timing. It's just like starting a business. You're going to relocate, the timing. The Emperor, a lot of this hinges on her husband's job. Who can transfer? Who can go back? And also, her kids are here. So, I mean, that page of that, that Knight of Cups, that idea of children and family and, young people. They're all having children now. Her own kids are having children, and they're all up here. 2 of Wands reverse, Queen of Coins reverse, the 7 of Cups reverse, the 4 of Cups reverse. This idea of just being really unhappy, not know what you want, not feeling supported. The two of Wands reverse, the Queen of Coins reversed. I mean, it's like saving money is just not worth it. Low taxes don't help you in a big house if you got no one to share it with, and no one to talk to. Excuse me, and no groups to belong to, and no social club. Nothing. Even spiritually, if you're a Catholic and you go down south, have fun with that. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know. Some people don't understand what Bible Belt really means. Bible Belt. They don't do Catholic. So, moving down, if you're a New Englander, you may find that there's parts of the South that you are not going to be in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. And that's what I'm seeing here. So for Aquarius, I would do this broad brushstroke for every Aquarius is this idea of not feeling supported, not sure what you want, not sure to get what you want. Money not being the problem here. It's not about money. It's about love. It's about affection. It's about support. It's about family. It's about unity. And you can't buy those things. Queen of Coins, you can't buy it. Okay, and I always say too, not only the 2 things to think about right now, well, timing, obviously, security, and family. That's number 3, and it probably should be number 1. But this is a time to gather our families. This is a time to get our kids closer. This is the time to, because it's coming, people. It's coming. You don't want your kid far away unless you know they're far away and secure. But if it's tenuous, if there's a question of security, for God's sake, if they're barely making it, and there's food shortages coming, it might be time to say, hey, guess what? We'll set up an apartment in the basement. We'll figure something out. But for God's sake, bring the grandkids, get home, get out of there. Save your money, you'll work, we'll start over, we'll figure it out. But this is the time to gather the people you love nearby. This isn't time to be shoving off and abandoning, unless, again, there's support. Okay? And that's what I'm seeing for Aquarius, is that idea of, yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Okay. Losing my voice, people. Pisces. 3 of Cups reversed. 6 of Cups. Queen of Wands. 7 of Coins. 10 of Wands reversed. Ace of Swords reversed. Oh, Pisces. Well, 3 of Cups reversed. End of a relationship. End of friendship. And the 6 of Cups, it's almost ending because you're moving away. Ending because you're leaving. And it looks like you're possibly, with the Queen of Wands, leaving for a job, leaving for a good reason. But there's a sadness to it. It's bittersweet. Kim, you're welcome. 7 of Coins. It's also about money. It's also about bettering yourself. It's a move. It's a move that is not easy. It's emotional, but it's about bettering yourself. And I'm going to say it's coming at a time where really you don't have a choice. The 10 of Wands reversed is the straw that broke the camel's back. The Ace of Swords reversed. Nothing to be said. So let's just say it could be, your company is closing. You're being offered a transfer, and it's you got to take it because there's no other job. You got to go. That's the theme. Okay, of these cards, you got to go, and it comes with pain, but there's something to be said about it. It's just you got to go. Now, of course, every Pisces is going. No. But are there people in your life that you got to support who have to go? Is there people that, that you can facilitate, making it a little easier? Do you have friends that are leaving that are sad? Well, shoot, make sure they know you're going to keep in touch. Make sure they know you're going to visit. Make sure they know that you can visit them. My friend, the Aquarius, moved down south, might have been happier down there if there'd been a connection from the north, but there was no way. And then COVID made it really nail that coffin lid down because they were isolated and in a place that just wasn't what they thought it would be. Yeah, haha. Pisces. But it really is the straw that broke the camel's back. The 10 of Wands, you have to go. All right? Ace of Swords, something to be said. There's no discussion. There's no sense trying to fight or argue or debate. It's just there's no option here. Now you may have to go home. There could be that. The 6 of Cups. Interesting enough for me, could be leaving home or going home. But it's definitely, it's that yin and yang there. It's that pull. And it's all about money. It's about saving money. It's about again, following a job. I'm not going to be a dead horse. You hear what I'm saying to you, okay? I'm going to throw one more card for Pisces. The Wheel of Fortune. Good. In this case for Pisces, fortune favors the brave. And this is one time where I'm going to say, this is one time you do have to go. This isn't about taking a chance. This is about saving your life. Right? If your jobs are closing, and that's just, we always say, listen, Sikorsky here in Connecticut, that it's going to close. We know Sikorsky is going to close. And they're moving the jobs down south. At some point, They're going to say, if you want a job, you're moving south. It's going to happen. So that's what Pisces cards kind of feel like. All right, guys. So tomorrow I have my fair at the shop. Andrea, who is solidly booked, she's there. People call me for Andrea. They were calling today. Guys, if you want to see Andrea, call me within a week of me putting out the newsletters. Do not wait till the day before. She's booked solid. She comes in from Boston. I have her once a month, and she's a lot of fun. She reads cards and she speaks to spirit simultaneously. It's a heck of a thing to see. She's not so much telling you about the cards as she's debating with, it's interesting. It's a very accurate reading. Anyway, Karen is in and Pina is in. So Pina, who does angel readings, many people who are suspicious of tarot, who worry about tarot, who are fearful of tarot, find an angel reading, and she's been an angel reader for like 50 years. I mean, she's been doing this a long time. I guess she's that old, but she's been doing it since she was very young. And so her readings are, listen, I've heard them get real heavy, don't get me wrong. And she also can do mediumship. They come through, she can do mediumship. And no one can do it unless they come through, let me put it that way. And then Karen, also an excellent medium. She works with Psi cards. They're a card system that came out of England. It's a very old card system. It looks a little bit like a combination of playing cards and tarot. It's a very good reading. They're three very excellent readers. Very different, but very good. And I wanted to say something else about them. Damn. Well, that thought just left my head, didn't it? I want to say one thing about readings, just because if you're going for a reading, especially if you're going for a half-hour reading, half hour is half hour. If you were hoping to talk about your career, if you were talking about relationship, if you wanted to, please specify that. You have to give them any details, but just say, I really want to focus on my career. And when it comes to mediumship, you can just say, I lost someone I really care about. If you get a message, would you please let me know? And they may ask, okay, well, I will. And then throughout the reading, if it happens, they'll say, well, there's a woman here, or there's a man here, or there's someone telling me that you're not eating anymore, you're not sleeping right. Messages like that, Okay, so that's just my little, wherever you go, I don't care where you get your readings, but just you can program the reading, so to speak, so that half hour is best used in a way that serves you. And a lot of times with readings, it is about validation. This is what you're going through. Yep, that's what I'm going through. You got this decision to make. Yep, I got a decision to make. Well, the cards are saying you're leaning this way, but I can't tell you what to do. I can just say, this is what I see here. If you do it this way, that's what I'm seeing over here this way, but you still got to make up your own decision. You still got to make up your own mind. No reader should be telling you you're absolutely positively going to do something. That's wrong. Free will is everything. But the other thing a reading can often offer is offers a fresh perspective. I say, I'm seeing it this way. I didn't see it that way. I didn't think about that. Okay, no, a lot of times our feelings get hurt and we forget that other people could be going through something. It doesn't mean that they meant to hurt us. They're preoccupied with their own crap, and they can't. But you remind a few people that were involved with people who are going through divorce, someone who's divorced, being with a, who's going through a divorce, and it's like, but don't you remember when you were divorced, you didn't have time, that court would take longer, or the frustration, and you can't get mad at somebody who's going through it, or if they've got a sick parent or dealing with a health issue. Maybe they can't be real considerate. They don't feel like it. Well, if you're dealing with a parent with dementia, or something awful, maybe you don't feel like smiling. You can't get mad at someone for that because they're not remembering your birthday. Well, if they're going through shit, hey, listen, grow up, okay? We're all adults. You'll celebrate your birthday next week. Calm down. We have to be a little more forgiving. There's times there's hills that you can die on, and there's just waste of your time and energy. And like I said last week, why do you care? There's things that really you can let go. Every little thing require the deal. All right? On that note, guys, everyone behave. Please get rest. Please be kind. God help us. Please drive carefully. And I've been reading a lot of young people this week. There were a lot of young people, and man, make sure you're paying attention to your kids. Please, please sit down with your kids. Write a note, put it in their book bag. Do something to connect with your children. Because for a lot of you, I mean, I sit with your kids. I sit with a lot of young people, and they're struggling with some really big issues, and some of you may not know how big they are. All right. So I always recommend kids talk to their parents. I'm always like, but a lot of them feel like they can't talk to you. You're too busy. You're going through your stuff, and they don't feel like they can. And I always ask if there's an aunt, if there's someone, older brother, older sister. But don't get so caught up in your own misery that your kids are sitting there not only just bystanders, but they're being pushed out of the family because it's just such a struggle and so painful to watch what you're going through. Right? Try to scoop them up, take them out for ice cream, take them out for dinner, do what you got to do. But please don't forget that really is your responsibility. And now I am schooling you. Like, you brought them into this world. They're your responsibility. Not the teachers, not the police, not, media, not you, yours. Right? Love you. Take care. See you next week. Bye, guys.